Welcome back to the Takeout. Thanks for hanging out with us. Each day this week, and I'm kind of proud of this, we are analyzing the impact of President Trump's new domestic policy law as part of what we call our Takeout Takeaway series. So far, we've covered what the measure means for taxes and health. Today, we turn to the environment. Now, for context, there are about 8 million energy jobs writ large in the United States, including more than 3 million jobs in the clean energy sector, like solar and wind, renewables. The president's new law is ending tax credits and incentives for this sector. That's expected to result in some pretty substantial job losses. Also of note, this law went into effect on the same day that flash floods slammed central Texas. More than 170 people still missing from that. At least 120 have been confirmed dead in that natural disaster. And just yesterday, you probably saw this video, at least 3 people were killed by flash floods in New Mexico. Experts tell us that these kinds of natural disasters are becoming more common and more extreme as a result of climate change. According to NOAA, there were 27 confirmed weather or climate disaster events last year alone. The financial losses exceeded $182 billion. For more on all of this, I'm joined now by Michael Grunwald. He is the author of a new book, We Are Eating the Earth, The Race to Fix Our Food System and Save Our Climate. Michael, it's great to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Major.
Big picture question. This law takes away some of the things put forward in the Inflation Reduction Act, which the Biden administration said over and over was the largest single investment in renewables and green energy in this country. What's the big picture effect of that?
Well, look, we are in the middle of a clean energy revolution in this country. More than 90% of the new power plants that are coming online are wind and solar. You have a huge battery revolution with these big, these big factories being built in places like Georgia, a bunch of red states. And this is obviously going to really reduce that. It's going to mean less energy at a time when AI wants more energy. And it's going to increase energy prices, too.
And Republicans say frequently, Michael, well, look, if this is a green energy revolution, it can sustain itself through market forces. It doesn't need handouts from the federal government. Evaluate that.
Well, sure. I mean, there have been a lot of handouts for all kinds of energy.
A lot of fossil fuel handouts.
Clean as well.
Hand over fist for many decades.
Yeah, the dirty stuff seems to get stuff too. And of course, the idea of dirty energy is that they're supposed to be, they're supposed to pay a price for the pollution that they're creating. And especially under President Trump, that kind of enforcement is being rolled back. And there's really been a kind of promotion of actually dirty energy as if the dirtiness was a good thing. It's become kind of more a culture war fight than an actual policy fight, where sort of wind and solar is seen as kind of woke energy.
Understood. For the benefit of our audience, I'm going to show some graphics we put together. So in 2023, 149,000 green energy jobs were added. That was 3 times faster than the overall growth of employment across our country. And 58% of all new energy jobs created in 2023 were in this green energy sector. Here are the 4 states where that green energy job footprint is largest. California, number 1. Texas, number 2. Florida, number 3. Then followed by New York. So this is all over the country. And as you mentioned, red states benefit from this.
Oh, I mean, Texas has been extraordinary with the amount of wind and solar that they've built. But I think, again, it's sort of, it's less where this stuff is going than who it's going to. And so you see he's cutting hundreds of billions of dollars for these, these industries that he doesn't like that are actually doing clean energy. It's interesting. There are tens of billions of dollars in new subsidies for biofuels that are not really clean at all. They actually induce a lot of deforestation around the world. They're bad for the climate. But, their farmers love them, and farmers love Trump. They love Republicans. So you can see that there's a lot of politics going on here.
And with the elimination of the subsidies and tax credits, is it certain that people are going to lose jobs that they would otherwise keep?
Well, again, it sort of depends, if this stuff gets repealed, then who knows? It's certainly, you can tell that a lot of the jobs that are planned, you're already seeing factories that are being canceled, projects, offshore wind projects. Trump really hates offshore wind. He keeps saying it's ugly, it kills birds. But some of those projects are absolutely being canceled. And yeah, so those are construction jobs. Those are maintenance jobs. They're green jobs.
You mentioned this before, but I want to give you some runway on this. perhaps the executive orders and the regulatory actions might be as important, if not more important, than the law he just signed and the elimination of these subsidies and credits?
Sure. Well, I mean, again, the president has been pretty outspoken that he thinks that climate change is a hoax, that he wants kind of like firm, sort of real clean coal, he calls it, which, I mean, obviously it's not really clean. And so
Kind of a misnomer, yeah.
yeah. So, I think this is as I said, it's a political effort that's going on, but it's going to have real policy consequences for the environment.
And how does this touch or not touch on the book?
Well, it's funny. I mean, I mentioned biofuels, and there is, President Biden did try to put a lot of money into climate-smart agriculture, which is something that he cared about a lot, and that money has mostly been repealed. My book is about how agriculture, which is, food and agriculture is about 1/3 of the climate problem, but it gets almost none of the climate conversation. We mostly talk about energy, but agriculture is what's eating the earth, right? 2 of every 5 acres on this planet are now, they're basically crops or grazed. And so, that's really not sustainable. We're losing a soccer field worth of tropical forest every 6 seconds. So you do have things like biofuels, which globally are eating about a Texas worth of the earth. And, President Trump in this bill is pushing that. But agriculture is eating 75 Texases worth of the earth. So it's a much bigger problem that we really have to start dealing with.
Hence the title.
There you go.
Eating the Earth. Michael Grunwald, it's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much.